Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Marcus Reyna, co-owner of Show and Speed Hot Rods here in Haslett, Texas. We are a full custom restoration shop. We do everything from paint and body to LS swaps and all kinds of other mechanical work that you need for your classic car. Today we're talking about my 67 C10 pickup. Bought it in 2018 Mecum auction. Figured I needed to do something a little different with it back when I bought it. It had a 327 in it, carbureted. Didn't really like the carbureted system of it, so I tried to put an LS motor in it. Went back with the 5.3. Kind of came across a few people, opened up our shop here in Haslett, turned around and took out the 5.3 again that I installed and redid it again and repainted it. Went back with the matte color. Speaking of course, of the 327 that was in it, we pulled it back out, took it all apart. Didn't really want to repaint the whole entire truck, but there was a couple of things wrong with it. The frame was a little crooked on it. Our guys here at Show and Speed ended up straightening out the frame. We pulled the motor back out and decided to dress it up a little bit. We painted the motor to kind of match the gray part of it, to match, well, not part of it, but to match the gray, bring out some of the bumpers are all custom painted gray. I didn't really want to go with flat all the way through on any kind of the grill part of it, so to make it stand out different, I went back with the glossy gray. So it's the exact same gray color as the flat, it's just got a clear coat on it instead of a satin clear on it. And the emblem, of course, everybody likes it. The red emblem stands out to me a ton. That's actually the red color that I have on my 66 Chevelle. We color matched it and painted it the same color, so this one actually matches the same red as my Chevelle. Again, on the motor part of it, we went back and painted it the same gray color, made it just kind of stand out, so when you open up the hood it kind of just pops so you can actually see it. We also went with the panels to kind of clean up the engine bay, make it look a little bit more just kind of to stand out. The panels are from a Veneta. It takes a little bit of work to kind of get those to fit in, but we were able to do it. And that's just some of the custom work that we do here. I wanted to hide my coils. I didn't really want them to see, so we found some just regular engine covers, coil covers, and we ended up painting them to match the color of the truck, the blue color. I had a small metal intake that I did away with, and we went back with the Holley high-rise intake, painted it, matched the gray color, and then also just we shaved off the top of the Holley to make it smooth and make the blue and the gray actually all pop out. The brown color around the top actually matches the interior of my truck. So all that's kind of color coded and matched to make everything stand apart. Another thing that we've done that really stands out to these that make it look clean is the hood cover. All this is made out of fiberglass. It just cleans up the whole entire engine bay of the truck. Makes it look a lot better than just having just a regular hood under there. Also, to clean it up, we went back with the Ring Brothers hinges, just to kind of, again, tie it in and make it look a lot cleaner instead of having the old style looking hinges that are on the truck. On the brake system, we went with the Willwood system all the way around. That's the Hydro Boost system that we went back with. The front brakes that we went back with are the 14-inch Willwoods. We went with the 12-inch Willwoods in the back. So we went with the 20-inch Bose wheels. I got 20 by 9s in the front, and I've got 20 by 12s in the back. We ended up having to narrow the rear end of it, I think 5 inches, and to fit and accommodate the 12-inch wide, I think it's got a 9-inch lip on it, on those wheels. Red calipers on the Willwoods that kind of stand out. I like the way the difference is in the way the red actually pops out on the blue part of the truck. Another feature that you can kind of see that I went with to kind of tie in the colors is we went glossy on all the mirrors and on the door handles. Instead of going with the flat, I kind of wanted everything to stand out different from just a flat mat on it. Of course, the whole custom, I kind of kept that was on the truck, and it's just painted it to match the gray, and then of course the red and the blue to fit in. So we'll take a look at the interior on this side, on the passenger side. All the interior was done stitched by X-Stitch here in Fort Worth. The door panels are custom made by us here at Show and Speed. These are fiberglass panels. I have electric windows, went back with electric windows. I took out the the metal piece that they have here with the little window that opens, and just went back with one solid piece, electric windows. We went back with the Resto Mod Air. It's got heat and AC. Stereo part of things, of course, you got your USB ports to plug in your phone. Went back with the new JVC stereo. And with the stereo system, our fabricator does fiberglass. Our body man does fiberglass. He's the one that did the door panels underneath the hood, and he also did a whole custom box for the back seat. All custom built. Got a 10-inch kicker with 4 6x9s. So he's very proud of that one. Very proud. So our other line of work in business, we actually kind of do a lot of wood and lumber and everything. So I'm very, very familiar with the wood that I was picking out with. So I was very picky on what I went back with. I went back with the walnut because of the tables and stuff I've kind of built before. I love the way the walnut looks in a shiny color. So we were kind of going back and forth when we were building the truck, if we go back with the satin color on the wood, or if we go back with shiny. The guys here, we kind of went back and forth a couple of times on what to do with it. I kind of finally made the decision to let's do it shiny. I like the way the shiny looks, and I'm kind of glad I did it that way. And then as far as even the runners that hold the wood bed down, I went back with the shiny to kind of stand out with the whole entire bed and look different from the matte of the truck to the shiny part of the bed part of it. It really stands out to me. We went with a wider tub to fit the narrower end that we did. These are, I think, 5 inches wider or 4 inches wider than what it originally came with. I'm sorry, 3 inches wider than what it originally came with. Took a little bit of custom cutting on some of that. That wasn't there before. Moving towards the back, I mean, it's nothing too crazy in the back. And we did the bumpers, of course, to match the front. See, while we're back here, you can kind of see the exhaust that I put on it. I went back with the 2.5-inch Flowmaster exhaust. It's a full kit, full bolt-on kit from the front to the back of the header. I kind of like the design, the way the mufflers are. I really didn't want them to come out to the side. I didn't want them to come back, chopped back further back behind it, or even dumped, which is why I went with that system. And I love the way when the exhaust is just coming out of it, you can just kind of see the dirt flying out from the back. So I always love that. That's why I do all my cars. So I think this is an aftermarket tailgate, and that's the way that I bought it, was without the Chevrolet being put on there. The guys here had ordered me some emblems to kind of say Chevrolet on it, and then we custom painted those to be the same gray glossy color. I just didn't like how small they looked on the back, so I left them off. So it just, to me, it's a lot nicer, a lot cleaner with nothing on there, and just kind of, you can see a lot more of the color in the back part of things. You can tell all the 67s, I think all the way up to 72, the gas tank was all in the back seat of the cab. A lot of people that are moving these and doing the trucks are putting them, of course my gas tank is in the back, but everybody is doing it to where they can fill everything in the back part of things. This one was already done whenever I bought the truck, but this one is on the side, which makes it a little bit more unique than any other 67 pickup. So a lot of these are coming in on the newer style trucks, but it's kind of hard to find one with 67 C10 that's got a fuel tank on the side. So we redid some of the pipe inside the fuel lines to go in. We had to kind of clean it up a little bit, but reshape some of this to do the pipe back into the tank. So I do have a gas tank underneath that's out of my cab and back underneath. It's just filling up a different way now. So that definitely really stands out, different from any other C10s that are out there. All right, so on the driver's side, of course, I mentioned before, we got electric windows. Those are on both sides of things. You come in, first thing you're gonna notice is the butt-neck steering wheel. I went back with the 14-inch steering wheel. It's got a tilt column. We put that in. Makes it real easy for people that are tall like myself to get in these trucks, especially with the new seats and stuff that are in it. We went back with the Dakota Digital. They are the style that kind of look like the old school gauges. Had to wait a little bit to get those, especially this year with everything going on. Took us a little bit to get those in, but I'm sure glad that I waited to get those. All the different colors that come off with those Dakota Digitals, they're awesome. Everything that you can do to it, the different colors, but you can see every single different color. The needles change from a blue to an orange to a green. The background changes, goes yellow, purple. It's really, really cool at night when you're driving it to see the different colors of the digital, the gauges that it has. And of course, I couldn't do away with the old style e-brake. We all left that alone, and I didn't change any of that part of it out. So the system is set up, the gas pedal is set up drive-by cable, I'm sorry, not drive-by-wire. So we got all that situated. In my opinion, I kind of like the drive-by-wire. My Chevelle is set up the same way, and it seems like it responds a little better than the cable part of things. But I had already started it myself when I was doing the swap myself, and ended up talking myself into the cable instead of the wire because I didn't want to replace the whole entire pedal. But I should have, which is one thing I probably would change different. Paint is one thing that I would love to mention, because everybody always asks me 100 times every time I take it to a car show, is it wrapped? It is not wrapped. It is actual paint, satin clear. It's the exact same color that I had before whenever we started taking the truck apart. It's just in a satin color. So we went back and matched it the best we could to what we had, and it's almost right on point. But it is a satin clear. It is not a wrap. It's a little difficult to do the matte color on these vehicles. It was kind of a back and forth situation back in the shop. I wanted it glossy. I like glossy. The guys kept telling me we need to do it into a matte color to kind of stand out and be different from the rest. And I'm really, really glad I went with the matte color, because it gets a ton of attention. But I do get a lot of people coming up and kind of trying to see where the wrap is starting and where it ends. But it is not. It is a full paint from back to finish, top to bottom. The whole entire truck is painted into a matte color. Like I said, the only other things different that we changed on it, of course, were, or that is actually glossy, of course, is the headlights, the trim. The Chevy kind of stands out different, and the backs are the windows, mirrors, and the door handles.